Hi, and welcome to Paper Route Scrapbooking. I'm Nadine, and today I'm bringing you some inspiration for the Cut to You design team. Alright friends, so today I am playing with some digital cut files from the Cut to You shop. And the first one I'm going to talk about is this title one. Now I cut this in a bit of a smaller size. I think it would be really cute too if it was blown up like big, and you could even put some photos inside. But today I am working in this small size, so I made it 4 inches tall. And then I took the, this one was called Beeutiful digital cut file. Okay, so I will have a link to the shop to this actual cut file down below. And then I also have this one, and it is the honeycomb background digital cut file, and I will have that linked directly to the shop as well down below. So I have had this kind of kit, this collection kit on my desk for a while. Well, not a while, a week or so. I've been working with it for a class that I'm going to be teaching at my local scrapbook store. But when I saw these cut files, I'm like, oh my gosh, those would be perfect for that paper. And I do have quite a bit of scraps left after I finished my layouts for the class. So I thought this would be a fun way to back my cut files with some of those very pretty scraps. I was a little bit low on the gray. I must have used it a lot. So I did pull a bonus scrap out of my scrap bin that's the same color of gray in case I needed to add a little bit. So I may or may not use this. I have no idea what this is from, but it was in my scraps. And what else can I tell you? I already cut down this paper so I could back it on the black. So I cut my title out of the center of the page so that I could just use that as a frame instead of using 2 different pieces of paper. And I think that will work out just fine because I wanted to mat my background piece. This is a dotted cardstock, and I've been hoarding these because you can't get them anymore, but I've now found Simple Stories makes something very similar. So I feel like I can breathe when I use them and not be like, oh my God, because this was my last one of the white with the black dots. Anyways, they make them in a variety of tone on tone mostly. So I'm going to use this one, and I'm not going to use this like as a background, like in the center of my page like this. I want to use it like kind of off the page a little bit. And then I might take like a piece of this corner and put it like up in this corner here. So that's what I'm looking at. So that is where I'm getting started. I printed this photo in a 5x7 of my little pumpkin. We were at an Airbnb and they had this like wild yellow chair, and she was just proud as punch sitting in there, and it was super cute because she also had like this little yellow shirt on, and it's just like so adorable. I just love her little smile. And so I thought that would be really cute for this kind of title, little bumblebee that she is. Be happy, be beautiful. And she was just so happy, and she's obviously beautiful. And I'm not just biased because she's my granddaughter. Just kidding, I am. And I have these sprinkles that I'm going to hopefully add on there. I think they're super cute. I want to get at least one on there. So yeah, I am going to pause the camera and do some backing of my cut file. I'm hoping one of my hexagon punches, I should have checked that before I came on here, but I'm going to check if one of my hexagon punches is the right size for putting behind here because I want them to be multicolored. And then this one I haven't decided yet. I might recut in 3 different colors to keep them the same across. And I might just do that on my Cricut, but I haven't decided yet, so we shall see. So hang on and I will be right back. Okay, so by the magic of YouTube, all of my cut files are full of beautiful patterned papers. And I did change some things up. So the title, because I wanted to pop it up one level higher than my photo. I needed to be a little bit more substantial. So I went back into my software and I clicked the offset button in Cricut Design Space and set it to 0.1 inches. And that gave me this little yellow piece that I could put my whole digital cut file on top of. And then I ran the title through with some scraps of paper and got I did that 3 different times so that I had 3 different colors. So like this scrap wasn't like the whole thing. It was just like this piece. This one I think cut 2. This scrap only cut I think half of one and this one or something like that. Anyways, I used scraps so that I wasn't wasting a ton of paper, but it worked out so that all I had to do after that, so this yellow piece actually served 2 purposes. First of all, it gave me like that more substantial backing so that I could pop it up and it wouldn't like be flimsy. Like I can push on it and it doesn't topple down. But it also gave me a place to glue down because I cut these letters at the same size that they were in the cut file, I just glued them into the yellow and they just fit in there perfectly. So that made it easy. I didn't have to like trace or fussy cut anything. So then once I finished my title, I went to my background pieces, and it turned out that this, let's see, what size is this? It does say on here somewhere, but it's hard to read. 1 1/4 hexagon punch. They fit perfectly behind here. Let's see. So this is 1 1/4 punched out, and it fit perfectly so that there was enough space to like put the glue in there, and then it just sat nicely inside that piece. So that worked out really nicely, and it made it really quick. It also allowed me to use a lot of like smaller scraps. Like look, scraps that a lot of people probably would have thrown away, but I don't tend to throw away pretty patterned paper until it's like really, really, really used up. So there's that. So that's a really good way to use up your scraps if you have like the end of a collection like this, is to do like punched pieces or backing cut files. So that worked out really, really nicely. Okay, so I can put that to the side. So then it is, oh, and then so what I did for the hexagons was I backed these 4 rows of the whole background piece. And then I laid it down on, like glued it down onto the white background, polka dot background. And then I flipped it over and took my scissors and just trimmed along here and cut this off. So like this was here, right? So I cut along here, and that's the 4 rows that were for my left side. Then the stuff that was up here, so you can see the gray floral here and the black polka dot here, this was part of this, right? So then I just kept going and I backed 3 more rows of this piece, and then I did the same thing. I glued it down and cut, like trimmed, so this was already trimmed from being from here, and then I trimmed this side off, and that's all I was planning to do. But then I had this piece that was kind of like pretty that cut off of here, and so I was like, oh, I want that on my page. So I just I tucked it down here, and I actually really, really like that it's in 3 places. Just, I don't know, it was like it finished off the layout. It was perfect. So then with my what do you call this? Title. Jeepers. Okay. So my title piece, I put 3 little flower stickers from this sticker sheet that came with the collection kit. And I typed up some journaling, stamped a date, but I haven't put those on yet. I also grabbed some basics kind of enamel dots So we will get those on there. I'm just going to throw this in with my scraps. Maybe it'll go on a card or something. I don't know. We'll see. And then, sorry, I'm having trouble with my voice today. I also wanted to stick with our 30 days of sketches. So today is day 25 of 30 days of sketches. And this is the sketch for today. It is by Karen Kidwell, who is the Crafty Karen on Instagram. I will have her Instagram linked below. And she did this sketch here. So what I'm going to take from this sketch is the big photo, which this is quite a large photo. Oh, I did cut down my photo from 5x7 to 5x5. I didn't feel like I needed all that yellow. That was just going to be behind my title anyways. So this big photo, and then she has her title up here and some embellishing down here. So my title is down here, so I'm going to put some embellishing up here, but I am going to still use it as kind of like a title space and use like a subtitle. And then she has two, it looks actually like she intended these ones to be the photos and this maybe to be a patterned paper, but I flipped it. So this is my photo and these are going to be my embellishment blocks or something. Okay, so I'm going to do this one as my journaling block. So I'm going to grab my journaling. My room is really messy, so if you hear things crashing, don't worry. It's just my supplies toppling over. Does anybody else get like that during a challenge? Like, it's 30 days of sketches, right? So I have stuff literally everywhere. And I do put things away after, but some of the more basic things like my trimmer and my scraps that I want to keep out, like the black and white scraps that I just keep using over and over. And I have like punches and things out too that need to get put away. Like, why is this still out? I don't know. I already put the Cricut away. But anyway, that's another story for another day, I guess. I have this little sticker from the sticker sheet that I put powder on and some foam adhesive, and it's going to go in this embellishment spot here to follow along with my sketch. It just says cute as can be. Okay. Now, I need to get my date on here somewhere. So I just stamped it onto a random scrap of white paper. So I'm going to cut it out into a little bit of a strip, I think. And then maybe I'll make it into a flag banner. We shall see. Maybe it can go like right in there. Or maybe I just need to like cut it, right? That probably would have been easier if I had done that before I adhered down my background sheet. So after my background sheet got adhered down to the black border or the black background after these honeycomb pieces were down. So the honeycomb background digital cut file, once I had it like in all the places that I wanted it, I glued my, what do you call, background, my like polka dot background to the black background. Wow, words are hard today. And so when I put this one on, the background was already set. So I'm just gonna very, very fancily put my fingernail mark in there so I can cut that off. Because that's how fancy I am. Now, do I want to border, or not border, banner that, or just leave it? I think I like it just as a strip, so that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to ink that edge. I just used Black Soot Distress ink to distress everything for my layout. It's kind of my go-to lately. For a while there it was Hickory Smoke, and now it's Black Soot again. I go through like seasons where I have like one preferred neutral distress ink that I use on everything. There we go. Okay. Now, scrap pile. The other part of 30 Days of Sketches right now is the bingo sheet. So I am going to use the bingo sheet a little bit differently today. I'm going to use it as like a take 5 challenge. So here's the thing. Some of these things I started with cut file because I'm like, yep, I'm definitely using cut files today because it's cut to you day, right? So cut file, yes, I always distress my edges because that is just what I like to do. I got my free space and I got numbers because I always put a date on mine. So the one thing that I didn't have yet was fussy cutting. So out of these tiny, tiny little scraps that I had, let's see, where is one? So it was this paper and I took one and it was like just a little small strip and I had punched 2 pieces out for the honeycomb and it had like a bee kind of in the middle. I fussy cut that little bee out and that paper was max used out and I threw it away. So here's my little fussy cut piece. I think I'm just going to put him up here and I think I'm just going to put a little dot of white glue on him and then glue him down. So that was how I used the bingo board today, was just by actually using it as like a take 5 instead of like to give myself a bingo instead of like checking if I got a bingo at the end, which is kind of how I've been doing it. But this was fun too. So I've been trying to use the bingo board in a bunch of different ways because there is definitely more than one way to use this challenge. Okay, so I got my fussy cut piece on. Now I have these really, really cute, oh, that gives me a bingo, bingo. And of course I'm gonna have other things on here, but that's not how I'm using it today. So we'll just leave it at that. I have these really, really cute shape sprinkles by Doodlebug and they are epoxy honeybees. And these are so stinking cute. I got these at the Canadian Scrapbook Carnival from a new vendor that was there, the Scrapbook Cottage. Very cute. Okay, so I think first I'm going to use the honey, or what are these called? Beehives. Beehives? Yes. And I'm going to look at my sketch and see where these stars are. That's where I want my honey. I keep wanting to call them honey pots, but they're not. They're beehives. So one goes kind of here, right above this strip, which is I used as my date spot. And then I'm going to put a little bee coming up from there and a little flower. There we go. Okay, and then the other star piece is up here, and I still need to get my subtitle on there, which is going to be this one, Sweet as Honey. So I'm going to ink around the edges of that, and it is off of the sticker sheet as well. Scooch it over a little. I want it kind of behind my photo, but I don't want it hiding behind my photo. Okay, so I have my beehive over here where this star is, and then I'm going to put another one up here where this star is, and that is how I'm using my sketch today. So there's no wrong way to use a sketch. You can use it for whatever you want. There's no like, there's nothing on here that says there's a digital cut file or whatever, but of course you can just use it however makes you happy. And this is what made me happy today, is this beautiful little honey on a layout. Okay, So that is my layout for today. And I hope that you can see that the sketches can be interpreted in a variety of ways. This sketch looks very basic, but look at how beautiful the layout is, right? So you can, I actually like it when it's more basic like that because it leaves it wide open for interpretation. Other times I want my sketch to be really specific. Sometimes I want the measurements on there because if I'm not feeling very creative, sometimes having a sketch that has like measurements and placement and all of that kind of stuff can be super helpful to just get you started. So I also have these basics, and I think I'm going to use the black ones just as some little embellishments to go around my layout. So here, and maybe not. Maybe I want this one over a bit. There we go. And then this little one. Okay, so there's that little cluster of, I don't know if I like that because my polka dots are black, so it kind of looks funny. Maybe I'll take them off. Maybe I don't need enamel dots today. Or, I have a better idea. Hang on. Switching my mind, changing my, oh my goodness. You guys, words are hard. Okay, I'm gonna switch it up and use my white, and I'm gonna put little white dots. Should I put a little white dot? Nope, still don't like that. Okay, let's try something different. Why do I feel like I need enamel dots on here? I don't know, because I feel like it's not finished until I get them on there. Oh, nut bar. Okay. Okay. Let's see about these little teeny tiny ones. Oh, those are cute. I'm going to put them in each of my flower spots. This flower is weak. It doesn't have the... So for my foam adhesive behind my things, I used 2 different sizes. So I don't know if I know them in inches. Hang on. So the top one that's behind my photo is just basically fun foam. So it's just like that craft foam that you can buy in the kids section, and it has, you can get it at Walmart or Michael's or whatever, and it has foam with adhesive on one side, and then I just add adhesive to the other side. And then these ones are like a much thicker one that I think come from, I want to say like Michael's Studio G, and they're thicker. They're like 11 millimeters. So what is that? 7/16 of an inch. So they're pretty substantial. Let's see the difference. So that's the difference. If you can see, the colored one is the one that I put behind my photo, and then the white one is the one I used behind my digital cut file title. And so that makes it stand out just a bit ahead of what's already popped up here. And I really like how that adds some layers and interest to my layout. So I think I actually feel finished now. Do I want more of this stuff on here somewhere? Maybe. Maybe. Maybe not. I'm trying too hard, aren't I? Okay. Be done with it. Be done with it. All right. So I think that is everything for today. So I will have the honeycomb background digital cut file linked below. So when you click the link, it'll go take you right to the shop where you can purchase it. And unless you're from Europe, then you have to, I think, go to the Etsy shop. And then the I will also have the Beeutiful digital cut file linked below, and it would take you directly to the shop where you can purchase the cut file. And remember that when you get a cut file, you don't have to use it exactly as it comes out. So this came out as one solid background piece, and I didn't use it that way. I cut it into 3 pieces and put it in 3 different spots on my layout, and I really, really love the effect. This one, I added that background piece to give it a little bit more weight at the bottom of my layout, and I really like how that turned out too. So use those cut files in all kinds of ways. They're so versatile. And don't forget to check out Karen Kidwell, who is at the Crafty Karen over on Instagram. She has created our sketch for today. Thank you, Karen. And yeah, don't forget to click that playlist. There is a ton of inspiration in there for Christy's Beautiful Life 30 Days of Sketches. Now that we're at 25 days, that playlist will go on for a good long time. If you like to just have that sort of thing playing in the background, that's the place to be. So I'll have that linked below as well. And don't forget to go check out the blog. I'll be up on the blog today as well for Cut to You Design. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them down below and I'll get back to you just as soon as I can. And I hope you all have a great day. Bye for now.